All right, welcome guys to our Monday night team training. It is Monday the 7th of May and I'm so super excited and just a little bit nervous for tonight because we have Frazer Brooks on and I'm not going to babble on, I'm going to get out of the way and maximize our time with Frazer. First of all, from the whole team Freestyle, we're just so super grateful that you're willing to spend some time with us tonight. You are absolutely making waves in the industry right now. Like, I feel like everywhere I look, I see your face pop up on all the lives and with Eric Warray and, you know, all of the people in the industry that we recommend people are following and learning from, you've been working with. So we've just loved everything that is coming out from, you know, your content and your lives and, you know, everyone is sharing them everywhere and we've just learnt so much. So we're really excited to have you on. Perhaps you could just start by sharing with us how you came into this industry. I believe you were kind of, it's kind of in your blood, network marketing. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. So before I kind of start, I just want to say thanks so much for having me on. I've actually been buzzing for this for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, looking in my diary like in the future. And I've been like, oh my God, I'm speaking to these guys like real soon. So I'm really excited. Thanks for having me on. I actually love this product. I don't know if you know of it, but I absolutely love it. I take 2 of them every single day. I have the premiums, I take 2 of them every single day. And it's one of the only products that I actually take every single day and I will do for the rest of my life, only because I feel flipping awesome when I take them. And they're so easy to take. Oh my God. Like, it's just like, bam, done. Like, no pouring it in and shaking it up. And I just, bam, done. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm safe. Yeah, so I love it. So a big thanks to all you guys for actually promoting it, because if it wasn't for you, the company wouldn't be able to create products like this to be able to get in the hands of people like me. Okay, so thank you. So yeah, my story starts on October the 26th, 1987. My mum and dad actually attended a network marketing event. My mum was pregnant with me at the time, so I was in the room in the womb. Which always feels really weird it always feels really weird saying that. But how did that happen? So my dad, my mum and dad said they were so broke they couldn't afford to pay attention. That's how broke they were, right? So my dad decided he had this house. It was like 4 or 5 bedrooms and 3 reception rooms, like lounges and dining rooms. And what he did is he decided to rent out to the rooms to complete strangers. Like, people paid like like $80 a week, like, to rent the room. There you go, rent the room, which for my dad was very hard to do because my mum was pregnant with me and they had strangers in that house. So anyway, one day he walks down the stairs and he's in the kitchen on a dining room table. Is the newspaper like open? And my dad doesn't read. Well, he does now, but he didn't read in 1987. And all he saw was a picture of an Aston Martin, the sports car, with MLM, MLM, MLM. I drive an Aston Martin. You can too. Call this number. So he was like, MLM. Honestly, he thought MLM stood for Make Love Monthly. I swear to you, Make Love Monthly. So he was like, not that this is the phone, but like, oh, I'm gonna, you know. Then he was like, no, it must be Make Love Mondays. Nah, probably not right. Make lots of money. Yeah, okay. So let's call. So he called, got into the room, joined. His first company wasn't successful with. Second company, he was, but the company wasn't. And the third company was his big hit, where he was with them for 18 years and built a team of 156,000 distributors over 34 countries, made 10 million plus in that company. And I was fortunate enough to see the fortune, the fame, the freedom, the people, the holidays, the cars, the houses, everything that was amazing about network marketing. Didn't care that people said it was a pyramid scheme and all this and all. Oh, not too sure. Someone's sharing their screen.
Yeah, awesome. Margarita, you're sharing your screen. Thank you.
Good job it wasn't anything bad, right? Because that's happened before and it wasn't a great... Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so I saw all the good. I knew it wasn't a pyramid scheme. I knew everything. I knew exactly what you had to do. But that was the problem. Because I saw my dad, who was a crazy extrovert, like an absolute nutter, right? I thought that if I have to do what he has to do, being a crazy man on the stage in front of 1, 2, 5, 10, 100 people, then I'm not going to be able to succeed at this. So I said no when I was 18 to 22 for 4 years. No, not me. I am actually very introverted. I don't come across it. I do really weird Tony Robbins stuff before I do these sort of lives, like going mad with like clapping and all this, like getting out of state. So basically I was 22, sat on the computer all day, on the internet all day, realizing, why am I not doing a network marketing business? Like, I could speak to complete strangers. I could spam everyone and like happy days. Like, no one's going to know. I'm not going to get like upset. So, cause I had the fear of failure. Like, couldn't fail my dad. I had the fear of rejection. Didn't want to get rejected. And I had the fear of public speaking. If anyone's got any of those three, like 1, 2, or 3, just give me a little like crazy wave just so I can kind of see you guys. Basically everyone. Right? There's some people like, no, yes, yeah. There's some people out there, right? But like the majority of people do that.
My husband Adam wouldn't have waved his arms. It's unfortunate. I don't know if you know, but Adam couldn't be here because he's in Canada for Juice Plus. But yeah, he was totally cool coming into this business. He's one of the few.
One of them, right? Like, yeah.
But I'm an introvert like you, so I had the excuse for a long time as well.
Yeah. So you get like the whole nerves, like when you're doing Zooms, you talk yourself out of it, right? You're like, oh my God. So anyway, I decided to say yes, decided to build it on the internet, even with all these people saying you can't do it on the internet. This is 2010. So it was in a world in network marketing where people were very against social media because it wasn't really a thing. But I said yes and decided to build relationships. I connected with about 12,000 people on Facebook. I put 4,000 of those people through the system, the invitation, the presentation, the follow-up. And of the 4,000, 497 people who were complete strangers decided to join the business as reps, as distributors. And I grew that, duplicated the system on that I created into 30,000 reps and 300,000 customers in just over 4.5 years. Since then, because of that story, because of my background, I got consulted for companies on their social media strategy. I worked with six-figure income earners, six-figure income earners, seven-figure income earners, eight-figure income earners. Six-figure income earners, seven-figure income, that's completely cracked me up. Eight-figure income earners, and my philosophy that's proper got me. My philosophy completely changed because I was seeing people go from $1 million a year to like $1.5 million a year, and for me it was like, well, that's not really helping the world, really. So I went the other end, and my goal now is to help someone who is making nothing, $100, $500, $1,000 a month, to putting a zero on whatever it is they're making. If it's zero, then get to 1,000. So I want to help as many people as possible. And as a result of that, I've had people like Ray Higdon, Bob Heilig, Rob Sperry, Eric Worre, other people in the industry now reach out to me, paying me for my time for me to teach them what to do. It's gone completely nuts. But one thing, I'll tell you now, there's 3 things that all begin with the letter H that I always want you to remember, because your life in network marketing will completely change. It will, right? If you want it to change, it will change. But these 3 words beginning with H, I want you to always remember. Always be honest, right? Honest with others and honest to yourself. Always, no matter how much money you make and how much limelight you get and how much fame you get from this, always remain humble, right? Because it can come down. Like, whatever goes up goes down, right? And then the 3rd thing is always be hungry. Hungry for more, not hungry for food. Hungry for more, right? Hungry for success. Okay? If you keep those 3 things, if you're honest to yourself and others, if you remain humble and you are hungry for more, then and humility, right? Someone said humility. Yeah, it's super important. So that's kind of I'm going to say that's my online version of the story. If I was offline, I'd be cracking out the tears and all sorts, because it kind of gets a little bit emotional, but yeah.
I love that. Those 3 H's is literally a quote, and I can't remember where I originally heard it from, but I've had that written in my journals for the last few years. And I think what I see in the industry often is one of the biggest H's that some of the people are missing is that staying humble. And I think it's one of the most attractive qualities that our team has as a team, if I can speak that way about our team, is that they're all just, they are hungry, but they're completely humble in their approach as well. And it's just so attractive and such a beautiful quality that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not sure where you wanted to go with this, but I did ask the team, you know, if you had the opportunity to ask Frazer anything, what would that be? So I do have some questions here, just in case you wanted me to throw you some questions. Or
I love it. The questions are awesome. The best way to learn, in my opinion, is by asking questions. Before you do that, real quick, another hate you will get along your journey is hate.
Yes.
I'm just going to let you know that you will get people, and hate is a really strong word. I don't like that word. I don't really hate anything. I dislike things, but I don't really hate anything. But you will get friends, family, people you meet along the way hate what you're doing. And this is the reason why. First of all, they don't understand it. But the second reason really is they don't want you to become someone who is not going to want to hang out and spend time with them, right? Because they keep hearing people in the industry saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And they're like, I want to get rid of my best mates. But if you always remain humble and you take the time to always to spend enough time with the people who you grew up with, who you spent a lot of time with anyway, then you'll always remain grounded, in my opinion. So I just thought I'd let you know that, like, hate is a very strong thing that happens in this game. But if just understand the reason why they might hate on you.
Love that. I literally just had that hate conversation with my 10-year-old this morning in the car when she said she hated something. That's a very strong word, and we had that discussion. I love it.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that came up a lot is, you are obviously the king of Facebook Live. I mean, your lives are engaging. You know, you get great feedback and comments and traction with them. So a lot of the questions were around, where do you, guys, if you can just keep us on mute, that would be amazing. So where do you start with lives, and what are your best tips, and, you know, how do you come up with your topics and things to share that creates traction for people in their business?
Yeah, perfect. So before the kind of lives came in, I think it's important to understand the reason why you don't do a live. Like, why are people not doing a live? So the reason why I didn't do a live for such a long time, it took me 4 months to do a live. I did the live. I absolutely, complete and utterly shit myself. Sorry. I absolutely lost it. Deleted it. It took me another 4 months to do my next one. My mates were taking the piss out of me, sorry again, like, for doing the second live. So I deleted it again, and then it took me 6 months to do my next one. So it took me, like, flipping it 14 months to actually, anyway, just thought I'd let you know. So the reason why I didn't like doing lives, and I thought the majority of people didn't like doing lives, is because I'm scared of my own face. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like what other people think of me. Even to this date, I still don't like these sort of things. But so I thought that was the reason why people didn't do lives. But I decided to do a poll to over 1,000 people. And the biggest reason why people aren't doing lives, and this won by a massive amount, was that people don't know what to talk about. Like, that's the bit. If that's you, if you guys aren't doing lives because you don't know what to talk about, do us a favor and just kind of, like, give us a little wave. All right, see, there you go, the screen. And I'm only on one of the screens. You've got about 150 screens going off here because it's the whole of Australia on this live right now. Okay? So one thing that I decided to do was I decided to hold myself accountable, because I learned at a very young age that to succeed at anything, you have to have someone who's going to hold yourself accountable. The first person is yourself. The second person is like a mentor. So I thought, what I'm going to do is every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m. UK time, I'm going to do a live. Doesn't matter where I am, unless I'm obviously in a hospital or on a plane, then I'm going to postpone it. But if I am going to, there's some people, it's not me, but I used to have a favorite TV show, right? And it was always on the same day at the same time. And 15 minutes before, I was like, 15 minutes to go until the next episode of Friends, let's just say. So it was always in my mind that, that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. So if you consistently go live the same day the same day of the week at the same time on that day, your audience will start to get to know what it is, like when it is, okay? So it's self-promotion in a way. Now, the second thing is you have to talk about a similar area. So one week don't talk about dogs, and the next week talk about cats, and the third week talk about airplanes, and the fourth week talk about the Bahamas. Like, people need to know what it is that they're getting from what you're saying. For example, let's think about this way. Let's say you and your partner, or you and your kids, or just you and a friend, or just you on your own, decide to go to the cinema, right? And there's tons of movies on. Chances are you speak to the person who you're going to be going to the cinema with. What should we watch tonight? Should we watch an action, a romantic, a comedy, a sci-fi, a horror, a documentary, whatever? You don't go, so then you say, oh, I really fancy an action. Yeah, me too. Let's go watch that then. You don't go, oh, I really want to watch that new film, which is an action, horror, comedy, drama, biography, no. It's just one kind of movie, one or two kind of movies. So I chose that I wanted to only talk about network marketing and social media. One or two things. Why? Because I flipping love those topics. I'm so passionate about it. Every time I talk about it, you can probably sense I get super, super, super passionate, enthusiastic about it. So you guys might be thinking, yeah, but I'm not that enthusiastic about network marketing because it only started last week or last month. Talk about whatever you are passionate or interested in. Being a mum, that's a big one, right? Loving surfing. I know that's quite a big thing over in Australia. Jealous, right? Love sharks. Those bloody bull sharks. You got to be careful of them, right? The sharks, you can talk about anything. Now, you're probably thinking, but I'm really passionate about surfing, but there's not much to talk about surfing. Oh yeah, there is. You go on Google and talk just surfing tips. There will be hundreds and thousands of blog posts that people have written over the years on tips. How to, hey, I've chose a bad idea with surfing because I know that much about surfing, right? Apart from stay away from the sharks. That's like tip number one. But you can do these like 3 to 10 minute lives, same day of the week at the same time, and just keep doing them and doing them and doing them and doing them and doing them until one of the lives people just fall in love with because the content's really good. But most important of all, the way you deliver it is really good. And so the third thing would be, so first thing, be consistent. Second thing, kind of pick your topic. The third thing is, I love takeaway food, right? I love it, okay? Because I'm a bit lazy when it comes to eating, because I don't have the time. That's my excuse. So I really love Indian takeaway food. After I eat the takeaway food, I'm like that on the sofa. Oh, geez, I feel so ill. That was not good. I did not enjoy that. Like, I always feel way too full, right? The reason why I'm paying money for the takeaway is because of the delivery, right? The delivery is the most valuable part of the Facebook Live. If you do a Facebook Live like this, hi guys, my name is Frazer Brooks, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about a really exciting topic, which is network marketing. Over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to, hang on. No one's interested in that because that's crap, right? Style beats substance at the end of the day, and how you deliver things and how you use your tone and how you use your hands and your facial expressions and your smiles and the clothes you wear and the background you have, ignore this one, is going to get you more people engaged than anything else. And what's going to happen using those three things is you consistently doing it, there's going to be a natural conversation happen in the lives. And to start it off, you can give ideas on like, hey, like, let me know what your favorite food is. Let me know what your favorite takeaway is. Let me know what your favorite movie is. Get people into the habit of every week. They're going to be commenting anyway. So, hey guys, Frazer Brooks here, coming to you live from the UK. If you're watching on live, give us a thumbs up. Or give us a love heart. If you're watching the replay, comment replay below. So now I don't even have to say that, and people are commenting replay. They're just used to it because it's consistent. It's a habit. So yeah, sorry that was just kind of gone into like a full blown conversation over lives, but those are the kind of
lives are such a huge tool right now, right? Because Facebook loves to show them, and but so many people are nervous for it. So this is great.
Yeah, I mean, I started doing lives consistently on that Tuesday 9 p.m. pretty much a year ago today. Pretty much a year ago, and it's because of those lives. From being a nobody on social media, I use social media a lot, but wasn't publicly. I was always in the inbox. But being public on social media for a year is what's got Eric Worre to reach out to me.
Yeah.
A year,
and
1 year.
And just what you got me thinking of when you first started chatting, like, you know, especially if you're an introvert and you're a little bit nervous and, you know, you've got all these leaders and you've got team that are there to rally and help you. I know my very first live I did, I don't know if you know who Emma Sneddon is in the UK, but she's, yeah, so she was actually out here and hanging out with us for the day, and she's like, come on, we'll do the live together. And it just made it so much easier having her big personality next to me, and we were able to go, you know, go back and forth. So if I didn't know what to say, she kind of jumped in. And, you know, since then, one of my favorite things to do is just interviewing, you know, people in the team. And my passion is helping mums to be able to do mum care instead of daycare and really see them shine and grow into their full potential. So that's my favorite thing to do lives on. And it's so much easier when you've got another presence there if you're just getting comfortable with being on that live.
Mm-hmm. 100%. And doing interviews is brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. Yeah, I think interviews are a great way to get the social proof. Because it might always be you like harping on blah 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 on your profile. But when you get someone else, straight away the mindset of your friends is, what's going on? Why are they getting interviewed? Only successful people and celebrities get interviewed. Oh, I best tune in, and they tune in. And guys, it's very important to understand this. Just because someone doesn't like a status or like a live video, it doesn't mean they're not watching, right? So don't get hung up on all the likes so much. Okay, just don't worry about that too much. Just keep consistently. People are watching you. You'd be surprised. And you can always tell, because if you get a new puppy or you find out you're pregnant or you're on holiday, people come out the woodwork. Like, I haven't liked anything. Example, this one drives me flipping nuts. So I live in a village. It's 35,000 people. And Chris is one of those places that everyone's like, they're like mums and dads and like grandpas and grandmas. They live in this village. And basically every Christmas time, everyone comes back. Like the population pretty much triples because it's one of those kind of villages. So the pubs are mental. Like it's like 10 deep, like full away. Anyway, so I go to the pub around Christmas time and I bump into old school friends, old people I used to like play about with when I was younger. And they always say, oh my God, you're crushing it. You're traveling all over the place. I'm watching you on Facebook. And I'm like, well, why don't you flip and like my statuses then, idiot? And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm watching you now. So now I know they're watching everything I do, but they're not engaging with it. So that proves to myself that people are watching you all the time. So just be consistent every single day.
I think almost every one of my leaders never liked or commented on anything that I did on social media. So it's definitely good proof that it works. And so just one last question on that. Are you really clear on the value that you want to add when you're going into a live? You know, you've done a little bit of planning on what you want to say. Obviously, you probably free flow a lot, but do you kind of have a concept of this is the value I'm going to add today? Or do you just like to jump on and start talking and see what comes out?
So my experience is a bad training and it's simply because I've been around the industry for 30 years. I know a lot. So if you said to me, like, Frazer, here's a title, how to increase your retention in your network marketing business, I could go for an hour talking about that with no notes, just because it's in my blood. But I highly recommend making some bullet points. Don't do a script. Yeah. Like bullet points. In my opinion, the title should be how to bum 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 bum. Don't do this, bum, 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 or my 3 top tips or my 3 secrets to bum, 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 bum. Base the conversation around that question and you'll crush it. Sorry. You'll crush it.
Amazing. Thank you. So next question. What are the things that you do every single day that you attribute to your success?
This is a good one. So my social media DMO is these 5 things, real simple. And it doesn't matter if it's me being a coach or you being a rep. So the first word, all 5 words begin with the letter C, right? So what I do is I create content. So C number 1 is content. Now I actually spend a little bit of time with this because it's important, not the amount of content you create, but the quality of it. So I post once a day. I don't stress much about it. The majority of my content's done whilst I'm on the toilet. Sorry, but it is. I literally sit down. I'm a man and I sit down every time I go to the toilet. Like, it's good. It's good time. It's good time. So content, create content. The second thing I do every day is I comment on at least 10 people, so 10 people who aren't in the business, who aren't in my coaching program. 10 of those, like 10 people, I comment in there on the newsfeed comment. Then the third thing I do is connect, right? So I want to connect with, my goal is, I'm not interested in reaching out to 100 people a day. I'm interested in connecting properly with at least one person a day. And I've done that for the last 8 years. So every day, my goal before I go to bed is I have to have connected with at least one person properly, like got to know them, like on a Zoom or whatever it might be. And that's got me shed loads of really good connections. So content, comment, connect. Fourth one is communicate. So once I've connected with someone, that might be on Facebook, like they've added me, I've accepted them. My goal is I need to communicate with them. There's no point in being Facebook friends with someone if you're not going to actually speak to them. Might be typing, might be talking. Network marketing is a typing and a talking business. It only ever used to be a talking business, but now typing is one of the biggest skills you can actually have now. If you get good at typing, you can crush it. You really can. You can't read tonality, but if you use some emojis, you get better at it, right? And then the fifth one is close. So every single day I'm creating content, I'm commenting on other people's posts, which gets me to be able to, for someone to love you, you've got to love them first, right? You've really got to understand that. For someone to love you, especially on social media, you've got to love them first. So content, comment, connect, communicate, and close. All right. The communicating is the one that's going to make you the money in the long term. So to do that, I use a word called frog, right? So F-R-O-G, right? And you've got to kiss a lot of frogs to find your princess or your prince charming or whatever, okay? So the F is for family. The R, sorry, I'm going to move fast. The F is for family. The R is for recreation, so like hobbies. The O is for occupation, so what do they do for work? And the G is for goals. Now, when you're building on social media, your goal is to turn a stranger into a friend, friend into family, right? And how you turn strangers into friends is by finding out more about them and telling them more about you. And I found over the years, sorry, if I found out about someone's family, what they do for a hobby, what they do for their work, and what their goals and ambitions are, I find that they are now no longer a stranger, they're a friend. My goal and my team's goal at the time when I was building was, you cannot tell someone about the business opportunity until you know those, at least one or two of those four things about someone. So you always intend to connect. The intention's for the connection, not for a commission. Conversations happen before commissions, and you have to have permission to get a commission, right? It's so important to understand this. Social media, building on social media is so different to building offline, because you're going to be speaking to a lot of strangers. This is marketing, not prospecting. Guess what, guys? It's network marketing, not network prospecting. Before I finish on this one, I want you to think of this, right? Prospecting is like farting, right? It's like farting. I don't know if you Aussies do this thing, because you guys are like made of gold, but prospecting is like farting. If you force it, it's probably shit, right? I really want you to understand that. Okay, you can't force like prospect. Oh, please join my business. Please join my business. Please join my business. Please join my. No, that's crap. Like, you've done it wrong. All right. Marketing, you're going to be attracting people to you. You're going to build relationships, friendships, ask them certain questions that get them to become open. And then you go down the inviting, the presentation and all that sort of stuff. So I hope that helps. That's kind of my like 5 C's, like what I do every single day.
No, that's amazing. And I just want to highlight and just raise you up on a point, because you are the master of connecting. Because I think, I can't actually remember how it happened, whether I think I might have just liked your page or friended you, and you pretty much immediately inboxed me and just communicated with me. And I felt an immediate connection that you were genuine. It didn't feel pushy. It didn't feel salesy. It didn't feel like, you know, you're trying to poach me. It was just like, he's cool. And that, like, you really walk your talk, which is, you know, rare, I feel, in any industry. So a credit to you. And it's why you do such a great job in this industry. So guys, you really got to get good at making those connections, and you can do it being an introvert, right? I mean, social media is especially good for that. But even as an introvert, right, we love connecting with people and having strong relationships with people.
Yeah, for sure. And like one thing I do, so I don't add many people, right? When you're starting out, yeah, you add and you kind of speed up the process. But when you've consistently put a lot of content out there, anywhere from 50 to 100 people add me every single day. It's to be honest with you, it's overwhelming. But as a distributor, when I was in the field building, it was flipping amazing to have all these people, because they're adding you for a reason. So Kira reached out to me. She added me. What do? I don't add it. I don't just go, oh, confirm. I'm going to have 1,000 friends soon. Woohoo! I'm going to be Facebook famous. Nah. It doesn't matter the number of friends you have. It matters the quality of friends you have. So I checked Kira out. I was like, all right, cool. Friends with Linda. Linda's a goddess. So like, yeah, someone I want to connect with. Obviously, you had a lot of cool friends as well, mutual friends. So I was like, yeah, she doesn't look like she wants to ask me for a visa or get me to send nudes or all this sort of stuff. You're not from that part of the world where you're going to be doing all that sort of stuff. So I was like, oh, add. As soon as I added or confirmed a friend request, right, what I do straight away is I will say this exact message. Doesn't matter who you are, I will send this exact message. Hey, Bob. Hey, Kira. Hey, Adam. Hey, Linda. Whatever the name, right? Hey, Bob. Smiley face. It's great to be connected with you here on Facebook. Fire emoji. How's things? I don't know about you, but every friendship I can think of that I've ever had in my entire life, it pretty much started with, hey mate, how are you? Or hey, how's it going today? Or hey, my name's Frazer, what's your name? Right? Well, we already know that because we're on Facebook and we can see the name, so we don't ask that all the time. So that's just, I send that all the time. And Kira, I can pretty much, unless you sent me a message, I pretty much guarantee that's the message I sent to you. Yeah. So but like, I think these days to be successful in social media, you've got to remember you've always got to be authentic. Like, you can't lie authenticity. You can't, like, just be yourself. Be prepared or be willing to be vulnerable. Right? Vulnerable is not negative, right? Be vulnerable. Be prepared to be vulnerable. Always be generous with your time, especially when connecting. And lastly, always be consistent. You do those 4 things, you'll crush it. You really will. You'll absolutely crush it. It just takes time.
And so when you were finishing on sorry, I'll just mute everyone. Just what you're finishing on with the 5 C's and the frog, just leading into the next question. How do you then close a sale? So you've built a relationship, there's some curiosity that's been expressed. What's your next step to closing the sale?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so obviously I've frogged someone. Sounds a bit weird. I've frogged someone. And what I do usually on a Monday or a Tuesday was my biggest days of getting people into the presentation. This is why. So my goal, I had to frog someone in before I had the right to ask them if they'd be open. So on a Monday or Tuesday, I go, hey, Bob, how's it going? How was your weekend? Yeah, good. How are you, mate? The conversation will be like that once you've got to know someone. Then I would say this, Bob, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on how to, and then I would enter something I've learned from them in the frog. This is why you can't script the whole process. So, Bob, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on how to fire your boss, on how to play more golf, on how to spend more time with the kids, on how to go swimming with great white sharks, whatever, right? This is the important bit, though. No worries if not. I just thought I would ask. All right? So, Bob, just curious, would you be open to checking out some information on how to fire your boss? No worries if not. I just thought I would ask. Now, there's only ever 3 answers. Yes, no, depends what it is. There's only ever that. You will very rarely get no. You will because they don't. This person knows who you are now. You've become friends with them. So if it's a no, what do you say? Hey, no worries. I just thought I'd ask. Fancy catching up in a couple of weeks. Never burn a bridge, right? It took my dad 4 years to get me involved in his business. It was worth his time to keep that relationship open, right? He nearly messed it up a few times. It could be, depends what it is, right? If someone says yes or depends what it is, this is what you say every single time. Well, it's a visual thing. I would need to show you. Careful. The dirty minds start coming out after that one, right? It's a visual thing. I would need to show you. Are you free 7 p.m. tonight? Are you free 8 p.m. on Monday? Are you free 9 p.m. tomorrow? You book a meeting. That's all you do. You get on the call, you use your upline, get the presentations, and then you answer questions, whatever. And then my closing statement was this. It was never a question. I never asked a question. I just basically said to them, great, sounds like you're ready to get started. I didn't say a single thing after that.
Sorry.
No.
You were. And I just was going to say, sorry, it's left me. You keep going, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, okay. No, so it's important for you to build a relationship, ask if they're open. If they say they are, like, yes, depends what it is, it's a visual thing, get on a call with them, show them the presentation, right? Whatever the tools it is that you use. And then you basically say, great, sounds like you're ready to get started. Once you've answered their questions and stuff, guys, I think I got these in the premiums. I think it was like £300 or something. So I don't know, 500 Aussie, I think, something like that. It's not a life-breaking decision to make. You've just got to ask them. You've got to show the posture that, like, hey, so sounds like you're ready to get started? Because people, when you say it that way, instead of going, so is this something you want to do? Like, really, are you sure you want to do this? Like, people are like, oh God, like, am I sure? No, it's like, it's the posture you got to have. So,
and that's actually what I was going to say, is the more certain you are about the opportunity that you have to give, like I'm the one that's winning, right? I've got the gift. So I have a gift to share, and I'm certain about that. And I'm completely okay with the no. Like, they're the ones that are missing out. So the more certain that you are about that, then the more cool you are to form those relationships and be able to reach out and say, hey, just curious. Are you, would you be open to having a look?
I've always said, you said something there. I've always said you've got the cookies. Mm-hmm. So, like, think of like the Girl Scouts you see on the movies, like when you're growing up and that, they've got the cookie. If someone says no, then they just go to the next house. They're not bothered. They've still got a bunch full of like really nice cookies. Someone just mentioned there in the comment, I can't really see the chat, but it just popped up. Do you always get someone on a call? I have done, yeah. That's just because I'm someone who likes connecting face to face like this. If you are completely nervous and crapping yourself to do that, another C word, right? Then you've got to make sure that you do things as comfortable as you can, another C word. So, like, I'm not going to tell you, get out of your comfort zone, like, go do things you've never ever done before in your life. If you feel like you want to do it chat or voice call or a voice note, then do that. But your conversion rate, another C, will not be anywhere near as good. Just understand that. So if you want to use it to practice and see what the feedback's going to be, fair enough. But if you want to get sales and do really well, you're going to have to eventually get onto calls like this.
So. Yeah, I 100% agree, especially from social media. I think to really build that, people can cancel out of a product but not a relationship. And it's such a quicker way to form a bond in a relationship when you pick up that phone and actually take it to person to person, rather than just continuing the conversation through Messenger.
For sure. 100% agree.
And so what would your objection verbiage be leading on from that?
Yeah, so if anyone comes to me, this is the exact thing that I say every time. You'll notice with me, I'm like really simple with this, because the problem with network marketing is the more training, there's so much training you can do, and there's a lot of stuff that conflicts. So then you're like, oh, what do I lead with? I'm just like really like, you just got to get people through this. So if anyone says any objection to me, don't have the time, don't have the money, think it's a pyramid scheme, I simply say this, because it's your job is to establish whether their objection is them making an excuse or they just want to know the answer to the question, right? So you say to me like, hey, I don't have the time. I will say, hey, that's not a problem, right? But do you see the opportunity? If it depends if you're doing the opportunity or the product, but do you see the opportunity for you to make some income from this? If they go no, then I know that their objection is just them taking the piss and wasting my time, right? If they say, yeah, I do, but I just don't have the time, then I will say like, well, how much time do you have? Oh, like an hour a week. Well, if I could show you a way that in that 1 hour a week, you can earn an extra income, so you could have 2 hours a week spare, 3 hours a week spare, 4 hours a week spare, you'd be interested, wouldn't you? Again, I'm not saying, would you be interested? No, you'd be interested, wouldn't you? No, wouldn't. All right, you're wasting my time. Right? It's objection handling is all about establishing whether someone's trying to make an excuse or they're actually serious. They just want to know the answer to the question.
And
right?
if you're trying to make an excuse, it's more comfortable if you actually get the no, because then you know where the line is in the sand is, and you can just move on with your friendship, and it's all.
And that's it. And the great thing is this is how I like to compare it. When we all start out, we all write a list, right? 100 names, 200 names, whatever. And we speak to one, they say no. We speak to two, we say no. But it's all right. We've still got 98 names. 3 go, 4 go, 5. And you get to the last 10 and you start panicking and you start thinking, shit. This is my only opportunity for financial freedom. And I've only got 10 more people to say yes to. And your tonality, everything changed because you go into desperation mode. It's like there being 100 women for a man. It's like being 100 women in a bar, and 98 of them have said no. And if one of the 2 remaining don't decide to marry you, you're never gonna basically find a wife. And then you just start going weird. You start being a weirdo. So, but with network marketing done on social media, right? On social media, I just caught Nick Frost laughing, and it just cracked me up. I don't know why, Nick. Just made me laugh. You smile. Good smile, mate. So I've just been talking about women, and now I'm complimenting a man. So there we go, Nick. We're bros now. So here we go, right? So on social media, the list never ends. So just because someone said no, it doesn't matter. Because you just got someone else to talk to, and you can find them almost instantly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, sorry. I get put a bit too pumped about this sort of stuff.
And well, no, I get so excited about social media because as an introvert such as myself, I've been able to attract people to me that want to have the conversation. Like using attraction marketing and branding, it's just made it so much easier. So I'm not always having to, make that awkward conversation, because quite often I'm just conversations where people are actually asking me to share with them.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know.
It cracks me up when people come on. So funny.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep everyone on mute. So
you're doing awesome. You're doing awesome.
I'm grilling you here, so I'm going to change gears. There's a bunch of questions, but I would love you to speak about what you're passionate about. Someone asked if you could explain the rob a bank idea that's been handed down from your dad.
Yeah. So, but for those who don't know this story, so when I first started on social media, I had this master plan, right? It was just a belter. So what I did is I got a piece of paper like this. Hang on. Don't know if you've seen one of these before, right? I think you guys just write in the sand, right, over there. So got a piece of paper like this, and I just wrote, hey, Bob. I always use the name Bob. Hey, Bob. I noticed that you and I are both friends here on Facebook with some similar people, and you're also a fan of the, Eric Worre fan page. I love network marketing too. It's amazing. I've just joined the best opportunity there is in network marketing. It's way better than anything else out there. In fact, here's a YouTube link. Bang, enter the YouTube link. You're going to love this. If you have any questions, save them until after you join. Here's my sign-up link, mycompanyx.com/Frazer. See you on the other side, mate. Thumbs up, right? And what did I do? I copied that, changed the name, paste. Copied, paste, copied, paste, copied, forgot to change the name, shit, paste, oh no, I've ruined it all, right? And you know what? I did that for about 6 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing. And there's some people now who have accepted the message recently. And I've gone, oh my God, I can't believe I actually sent that message in 2010, 11. So I went down to my dad's office. It took me 4 years to join. The master plan didn't work. Went down to my dad's office and went, Dad, I'm going to quit. It didn't work. All right, you were right. Social media doesn't work. He said, Frazer, let's rob a bank. And when he said that to me, honestly, my first reaction was, yeah, I'm in. I've got nothing else going for me. I might as well. Like, let's just go. I'll find a shotgun. I'll get a balaclava. I've got a few mates who reckon similar to me. I reckon maybe we could start off like robbing a pub or something like that. And my dad went, whoa. You're getting way too carried away with this, Frazer. Like, let's imagine we were going to rob a bank. I was like, okay. He said, what do we need? I went, shotgun, getaway car. No. We need to know where the money is. We need to know where the vault is. And I was like, oh yeah, good point. So we need to know where the vault is. But most important of all, we need to know what's in the vault. Some people, some banks might have diamonds, red Ferraris, be a big vault that. Loads of cash, different things, right? So it's our job to blueprint people, right? Because people are like banks, their vaults are different and things inside of their vaults are different. So it's our job to find out information about people, to figure out what it is that they've got going on in their life, what their pains are in their life, what they want and need in their life. Maybe it's $500 a month. Maybe it's go to the Fiji once a year. Maybe it's retire their husband, whatever it might be. We need to find that information out so we can offer them a solution. And that's when I read a book. I forget the name of the book, but their philosophy was FORM. So family, occupation, recreation, message. So I just changed it to FROG, family, recreation, occupation, goals. So I just started, basically from that moment onwards, I started connecting with so many people and my results were just crazy. And like a lot of people, like top people in different companies were noticing this was happening and going on, because there was not very, very people getting success from social media back then. And it just went nuts.
I'm actually really relieved, because when you started sharing that story, I thought you were going to say robbing a bank was stealing people from other companies to grow.
No. No.
So, is there any other words of wisdom that you would love to lead us with?
Yeah. I think one of my favorite, there's two quotes that I absolutely love. I think the first one is, if it doesn't matter in 5 years from now, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Mm-hmm. That really hit home to me when I first come across that quote, because I was someone who thought I overthink things. And what I know is that the more you think, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt, the less you do. The less you do, the more you think. It's a vicious cycle. The second thing for me was that network marketing works 100% of the time for 100% of people who give it the time. Mm-hmm. And I really think it's vital to understand and know that if you give this the time, you will get back whatever you want. So I want to kind of leave it and kind of leave you with this thought. So do you guys have roulette over in Australia? I think you do, right? That casino game where it goes around. And yeah. Now let's say all of us, there's like 450 odd of us. You guys are absolutely crazy, right? There's 450 odd of us, and we all decide, let's go on a beast of a night out. And at the end of the night out, some go home, some are sick, some are getting the pizza and chips and the kebabs and all this sort of stuff. But there's about 20 of us, right, who decide, let's go to the casino. So we go to the casino and we all put $20 in. And we go to the casino and we all put it on number 3, right? And it spins, and we miss. We're like, oh no, we've lost our money. What a shame. But as we're walking out, we go past this huge, shiny Juice Plus roulette wheel, right? And we decide to have a play. And the guy, we go up to him and go, oh, there's our money. And he goes, nope, we don't take money here. We don't take money. But we're going to take your time. We're going to use your time. So what happens is he gives us a load of chips, which represents all of our time, all of our spare time, right? And there's 36 numbers. And he says, right, I'm going to spin the wheel. However, although there's 36 numbers to choose from, if your company pays on time, you can only select from 1 to 18, all right, from 18 numbers. If your company delivers their products and they're good on time, then there's now only 8 numbers to choose from. So, okay, so it's 36, but we can only choose 8. Great. If there are people in your company at a position where you want to get to, i.e. Jeff Roberti, right, then there's not 8 numbers to choose from. There's now 4 numbers to choose from. And if the company is legacy-led, not money-led, which your company is, there's now 1 number to choose from. So let me ask you this. If you were to only have 1 number to choose from, all the other numbers were blocked off, and you knew that the ball was going to land in that number, how much of your spare time would you put into it? I'm guaranteed the word's going to be all in, right? And that's what you need to know. You need to understand you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. It will always be the right time. It will always be the right place, right? And it will always be the right people, because this team right here has impressed the shit out of me just simply by the number of people on here. I don't think I've ever done, my dog's just opened the door. Like, how did you do that? I don't think I've ever done a Zoom call with this number of people on it before, especially not in Australia. So that's a credit to you guys for being committed and turning up and doing what you're going to do. So go all in. It will pay off. Some people it pays off in 6 months, some people 6 years, but it will pay off. And that's dependent on your activity level, your skill level. That will get your results level. So focus on your activity, focus on your skills, and you'll get the results.
Can I just add in there, what are your thoughts on conference? Because our conference is next month, but it's on the other side of Australia in probably the most expensive town to visit. So a lot of people are feeling a little challenged right now. What would you say to that?
It's in Perth, right?
Yes.
Honestly, guys, and you're going to hear this from pretty much everyone. And I don't get any financial gain you being there, right? So I can say this. You have to do as much as you can to get there. And this is the reason why. My life is the way it is right now. I've met my future wife because of network marketing, and the person I am today, I'm my full potential because of network marketing. My bank account is its full potential because of network marketing. The people I've met are the best people I've ever met because of network marketing. And that is because my dad went to that big event after he saw the opportunity to go there. He did whatever he could to get to that event. That's the first reason. I then went to an event for 10,000. There was 10,000 people in the room in Salt Lake City. I didn't have the money to go, but my dad said to me, he said, Frazer, if you go to this event, I promise you your life will change. I said, okay, Dad, I trust you. My dad didn't give me any money. He doesn't give me money or anything like that. I had to get like a loan to get there. Now, I'm not encouraging you to get a loan, but I'm encouraging you to do whatever it takes, sacrifice a few weekends out, whatever it might be, to get there, because your eyes, I promise, will open. And I don't know of a single top earner, anyone who's making $5,000 and above, that's never been to an event before, ever. Just because the feeling, you start to feel the business and not just know the business. So try and go. I know it's difficult. I know it is, but I really encourage you to do as much as you can to be able to get there.
And also Team Freestyle are having an epic party. So more importantly, I've heard about you guys. You guys are I've heard about you guys. I think I might have to come to Perth. When is it? Absolutely. Yeah, you can come join us. So favorite book, last question, favorite book.
My favorite book is probably The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Because consistency is, I am the least consistent person on the planet, but the last 14 months or so, I've been the most consistent person on the planet, and it's genuinely changed my life. I haven't
read that one, so I'm going to order that
straight
after this.
It's awesome. Mm-hmm.
So how can everyone follow what you're doing? I know you've got a few events and things coming up, so can you just share what's going on with everyone so they can get in on the action?
Yeah, so first and foremost, you can feel free to follow me. I only ever post, you won't see me post about my dog's dinner or like stuff like that, selfies of me with kids and that sounds weird. Selfie with me and my nieces. Sorry, that sounded really weird. I just post like motivational stuff, content, my lives every Tuesday, 9 p.m. I will be coming over to Australia in March next year. I was there March this year on the Gold Coast, and it was amazing.
I know, we had massive FOMO that we couldn't come.
Yeah, I can't believe you couldn't come.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. I went paddleboarding somewhere, and like apparently there was like full of bull sharks, and I never know, they were all taking the piss saying, "Oh, so the bull sharks." I was like, "Yeah, right." And apparently there was. Anyway, so I'll be coming over in March again. I'll be bringing an American friend of mine who's also a generic trainer. He'll be coming over with me. But I'm actually doing a social media summit with Eric Worre. It's happening on Saturday. So it's like 8 hours, the best of the best, like Ray Higg, like basically everyone who's crushing it generically as well, are going to be training there. I'm not going to put a link or anything like that. I'll probably mention it on my profile in the next couple of days or so.
Well,
So
I've actually shared that into Team Freestyle last week. So you guys, I'll repost the link. But, you know, investing in your business and your growth and your development and your business skills is really important if you want to take this seriously. And social media to me is just a no-brainer. So just on and learning from the best.
Is it my link?
I'm not sure. Maybe you send me your link and then I'll post that.
Yeah, the only reason why I say that is because Eric's given us all, the people who are speaking, like a tracking link because he's doing a contest.
Well, you send me, just in case, send me your link. And I shared it from someone, I'm not sure. So send me your link and I'll post it. Yeah,
it's just because anyone who does it, I'm doing like a 4-week live Zoom thing with this. So for 4 weeks, I'll be showing everything, like how I basically do my branding and lives, like more in depth. So
I just say to everyone, Adam and I are literally spending a huge sum of money for some coaching right now. And, you know, this is for really a small investment. They're going to get some extra group coaching with you. That's just amazing. Huge.
Yeah, it's Eric actually came off the phone when I did a call with him and let him know. He was like, "You're an idiot." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Well, you're an idiot, Eric." And he was like, "Okay."
You'll get so much emotional revenue from it though, because you obviously soak it all up and love it, love sharing, love adding value.
Yeah, for sure. But guys, if I can help you in any way, please, I am doing this for the impact and the growth of network marketing, right? If you've ever heard, if this is the first time you've heard of me and seen me and stuff, then you might not understand it straight away. But I promise you, if you need anything and you need some maybe unbiased or just another point of view, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I love you guys. I love Adam and Kira. I love Linda and James. I love this product. I flipping love it. And I want more people to have these in their homes because I know the power of it. All right. So if I can help you in any way, please just let me know.
And just to reiterate, Frazer has absolutely no affiliation with Juice Plus. He just loves the product. So he's not financially invested in this trading whatsoever. We're so grateful for your time. Your energy is just amazing. It gives introverts like me lots of hope for where I'm going in the future. And yeah, it's just been like since March, really, I've been following you, and it just inspired me so much and just reinvigorated my love for what I do. So super grateful. Thank you so much. And right back at you. If this team can help and serve you in any way, then obviously let us know as well.
Just keep being flipping awesome, and I'll give you guys. We'll grab a beer and have a hug, like in Australia sometime soon in March.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Cheers. Awesome.
Thank you. Totally awesome. Amazing.
Thank you. Was amazing. Thanks, Frazer.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you so much. It's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you.
Such good stuff. So amazing. Thank you.
Thank you from New Zealand.